everyone, welcome to part 2 of Clarissa learning how to make a sourdough artisan loaf. Today we are going to start with making the artisan loaf. We have our sourdough starter. As you can see, here's the line that she made. Where it is almost tripled, and at the top you can see, Claire, see where it is flat across. You've seen it earlier where it had like a little bit of a dome, like now it's flat across. The sourdough starter is active and it's ready to be used. First thing you're going to do, Claire, turn on your scale. You're going to add 300 grams of water. I use filtered water here, but you can use your well water as well.
300?
300. Okay, you're getting close. Just a little. Perfect. Right on. She got it right on to 300 grams. Okay, next thing you're going to do, tear your scale. Good. And you're going to do 180 grams of our starter. So maybe do small little bit so that you can see. You can see that it's floating. Watch out. It's floating on there as well. You can see the floating starter. Okay, we're at 90. Keep going, you need 90 more. $119. We're at $150. Slow motion here. 160. Usually, okay, just need a little bit more. Usually I'll have just enough left when I feed my starter, just enough to refeed my starter so I can make another loaf. And she is right on 181, perfect. So you can see there's about that much left in there. That is just enough for me to add the 50 grams of water, or 50 grams, it's about 50 grams of starter. I'll add 100 grams of water and I'll add 100 grams of the flour, and then I'll refeed my starter again. Okay, so now you're gonna take the Dutch hook and you're going to mix it. You kind of want it to be like a milky kind of look. It will all blend in. You want all the little pieces blended in. Even get a little bit of some bubbles and some foam with your starter. You can see that there. Yeah, you can take it off of this for right now. You want it all mixed in there. Do you feel any bumps in there? You kind of want it, you want it all blended in before you add the flour in there. Okay, looks good. I'm gonna put it back on the scale. I'm gonna tear your scale. Now you're gonna add, right on, 470 grams of bread flour. I use King Arthur. I love it. I think it's the best. So we're at 336. We want 470. Close for 48. 470, right on. Good job. Okay, so tear your scale.
Wait. Stop.
Tear your scale and then add 10 grams of fine sea salt. Sure it's not touching itself. Yeah. 2, you're at 2. That's a smart way to do it. So you don't go over, make it too salty. So we're at 5. 6. 7. 10, perfect. Okay, now you're gonna take your dough hook and you are going to mix, you can take it off. You're going to mix it so it's all very well mixed in there. You can use the dough hook right up until it's all mixed up, or you can use your fingers as well, or your hands if you prefer. When I first started, I used my hands a lot, and then when I was introduced to the dough hook, it's like my favorite tool. Then I don't have to get my hands as dirty. Okay, you need to make sure all the flour is incorporated in there, because then we're going to, once this is all incorporated, then it's going to sit, so there's still flour on the bottom that needs to be incorporated in there. I think it's pretty much incorporated in there. Kind of get it all like you were doing this on the sides. Did a really good job there. Really mixing it in there. You can take it all off of this since your hands are already dirty. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's going to look very rough until it sits. So now we are going, you can put the lid over it. Make sure you get all of this off as much as possible. Throw it in there. It's going to sit for 30 minutes now. It's going to rest for 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, we will come back and we will start our first of our 4 stretch and folds. And stick this on top. Stick it over it. I like using these shower caps that has the elastic. It stays on there very well. And it keeps it from drying, the dough from drying out. Okay, so we're going to sit here. We're going to let it sit for 30 minutes and then we'll be back and we'll do our first stretch and fold. Okay, so, I don't want to start okay. So.
Action! 3, 2, 1.
So it sat for 30 minutes and now we're going to start our first stretch and fold. If you dip your fingers in water, it will help your fingers not to stick to the dough so much. So this is a good tip to do. I'm going to do mine too. I'm going to show her the first step and then she's going to do it on her own. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift the dough up and you're going to stretch and pull the dough, pull it over, and then turn your bowl and then do the same thing. You're going to do it 4 times in the same area. Ready? Lift it up. Yep, and then pull over and then turn your bowl. Yep, perfect. Up. Pull it down and over. Yep, same thing. And then for the first one, because it is, we want to build up that protein, I just grab it and I kind of like bang it, hit it against the bowl just to develop and to build up that protein. So if you want to do that a little bit, same thing that I just did, the same thing, kind of grab it from the side, kind of like on the side, you want to like grab it and then just like on the side hit it, on the side hit it. So hold it up, yep, something like that. Good. Okay, not so much just throwing down, it's not just like grabbing and throwing it down, it's like holding it and then see I'm kind of bending it to the side and then pushing it down. Okay. So it's a little bit more than that. So it's like holding it and then bending it over.
So like,
And then bending it over. Bending it over. So you're folding it, but then you're hitting it on the side, folding it over, and then hitting it. We'll do it a couple more times, and then this will be for the first stretch and fold.
take it over,
Mm-hmm.
fold it,
Good, yep. It takes practice too. The more you do it, the more you'll get the hang of it. Good, yeah. And that's just gonna help build that protein. As it's sitting here, it's gonna also build. So we're gonna let it sit here quick. And then I'm gonna sit it like, that's what it looks like. It's the first, after the first stretch and fold, you can feel, and the next time you'll feel the difference each time we do a stretch and fold. So we're gonna let it sit for another 30 minutes and we'll be back for the second stretch and fold. So I sat here for 30 minutes. Now we are on our second stretch and fold. Go ahead, Clarissa, see if you can do it without my help this time. See if she can remember how to do it. So the first thing she's doing, she's grabbing it, pulling it up, stretching it. Good job, Claire. I'm impressed. Pulling it down, stretch, pulling it over. Getting every corner. Looking good. And then you have one more. Maybe you can do the same thing with just picking it up and just kind of building up that protein in there. Good. She's going to be a pro. She's going to take over all the bread making in our home. What do you think?
Maybe.
Do you like doing it? So just okay. You're not really. You're doing a good job. You're getting it. Okay, I'm just gonna help here with what's looking like here. So we're gonna do the same thing I did before. You kind of grab it the side, pull it down, grab it. This is just gonna build that. Do you see the difference from when we first started
Yeah.
to now? The feel of it feels smoother, would you say?
Yeah.
What else do you notice? Anything else? Do you feel
I
like
feel stronger.
stronger? It does, doesn't it? Okay, maybe one more time and we'll end it again. Let's see it here. A little bit. Kinda. Okay. I'm gonna sit it again, put the lid back or the cover back over it, and it will sit here again for another 30 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll do our third stretch and fold. Okay, we are back for our third stretch and fold. Go ahead, Clarissa, see if she can do this all on her own again. She's done so far so awesome. She's a natural. Okay, so flipping it over once, stretching that dough up to build that protein, folding it over. Does it feel different from the last time?
Yeah.
A little stronger, even more. Okay, do the same thing you did before with the dough, kind of beating it softly so that it's going to build up that protein. Not so much picking it up and throwing it down, but yeah, kind of like maybe hitting it on the side of the bowl. Looking good. Even if you did both hands like you're doing, picking it up, holding it like this, down, on the side, and then hitting it down and then pushing it, picking it up, hitting it down, and then try that. So picking it up. So you're picking it up, letting it fall down a little, letting it, and then folding it over. Yep, letting it drag a little, and then so much like hitting down, maybe the other way. Yep. Okay, there you go. Yep, and then do it to the other side. Yep, good. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. And then doing it, yep, I know it's sticky. Then doing it to the other side as well. Good. Just do it a couple more times. Good. Okay, just let me finish it up here. Just gonna kind of strengthen it even a little bit. So I'm picking it up and then I'm hitting it down, and that's just gonna build but it's also smoothing it out. So it's not just throwing it down, it's actually letting it fall a little, holding it at the top. I'm holding it at the top and then sitting it down and then picking it up again, letting it fall a little, holding it at the top, and then letting it fall down. Picking it up again, and even those few times you can see that the dough is changing and it's strengthening. Now you try it with both hands, holding it this hand, so you're going this side, yep, picking it up, letting it fall, good, yes, like that, and then picking it up, same thing, basically you're turning your bowl, yep, doing the same thing, letting it fall, and then drop, good, yes, getting it, just like that, okay? Perfect. So we're just going, that's pretty much it. We're gonna, now you flatten it out again, pull it over, and let's just make it, smoothen it up a little bit. And that is the end of our, put the lid back on it, cover over it. And we have one more stretch and fold left, and then it is going to sit for a couple hours, but we will finish the last stretch and fold, and then that will be the end of this segment, and then we will move on to the next segment. We'll wait for this to sit for a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours, depends on the temperature of your home, and then we'll continue on with the process. Okay, so this is our last stretch and fold. You can see what it's looking like. I think did you put that?
I poked it.
You poked.
No,
Okay,
first it.
here we go. Last one, and then after this, it's going to sit for a couple hours. Lift it up high. Lift it up high.
Oh, first.
Okay, turn it. Good. Don't pull it apart. Okay.
So sticky.
So the same thing, you're going to want to, how I showed you before. Yep, and pull it. Good. Yep, now the same thing. Good. Do the same thing. Good job. You do this a couple more times, and then we will let it sit for 2 hours, and then we will do the next step, the next part of the process. Good job, Clarissa. She's a natural. Okay, I think that's maybe 2 more times, and we'll be good to go. One time. Okay, I'm just going to just a couple times, put the cover back on it. This is what it looks like. The consistency, it has a very strong, it's smooth on the top, very elastic. We're gonna let this sit for a couple hours, and then we'll show you what the next step of the process is. Until next time.